welcome to Altamont High School for this morning's contest between the Altamont Lady Indians and the Cotton Herrick Beecher City Lady Bobcats. I'm Travis Sparks. Joining me this morning is Eric Fry, and we'll be bringing you all the action today here on the voice of Altamont Indians basketball, 100.5, 105.5 Jack FM, and also streaming online at FEMradio.com and the FEM Radio app, as well as streaming live on YouTube at the Altamont Community Schools YouTube page. The Altamont Lady Indians coming into this contest 7-2, 4-1 in the National Trail Conference. Cotton Herrick Beecher City, they come in at 500, 4-4, 3-3 in the National Trail Conference. This is a makeup game. This game was originally supposed to be played on February 15th, but we had snow on that day, and Mother Nature decided to step in. So both teams had this date penciled in as an open date, so we got to make this conference game up, and here we are. As for last game for Altamont, they put on a dominant performance against St. Anthony. 74-51 was the final score. Eric, we were there on Thursday night, and it was just a way better performance than on Monday night, and it was a complete performance by the Lady Indians.
It sure was, and it was, like you said, it was a nice bounce-back game from Monday. They shot the ball well, did Altamont. They had confidence in their shots, and everyone was taking shots. Everyone, as soon as they got the ball, was looking to shoot. It didn't matter who you were. I think every player who played for Altamont in that game on Thursday made at least one attempt at a shot. So that's something you like to see, and players having confidence in their shots, and then stepping up at the free throw line and making those, which they didn't do on Monday, and making three-pointers, which they didn't do on Monday. All the little things that Altamont's known to do, they recovered and did it well Thursday night.
Yeah, they did it well indeed, and yes, they shot the ball with a heck of a lot of confidence on a Thursday night. As for Cotton Herrick Beecher City, their last game was a loss to North Clay, 56-50. The Bobcats had a 31-23 lead at halftime, but North Clay came out strong in the second half and actually outscored them 33-19 in the second half to get the win there. Mackenzie Bunch led the way with 16 points. She'll be a player to look out for this morning, as well as Gracie Heckert had 9 and Carson Burks had 7.
Yeah, this is a scrappy Cotton Herrick Beecher City team. Just watching them warm up, they try to do the little things right, and that's what you want. You start there, and then you can move to the bigger things. So it'll be interesting to see. One thing I'm looking at this morning that I want to see that we saw on Thursday, and that is Brooke Runge on the defensive end. She had 6 blocks Thursday night when she was working against the much bigger Fear Day. I want to see if she keeps that up here in tonight's game, or if it's necessary that she needs to do more on the offensive end. She kind of laid back a little bit on offense, but she really made up for it defensively and with the rebounding as well. So that's what makes Brooke Runge. Brooke Runge is, it doesn't matter what it is, she can do what you need her to do.
She laid back on offense. She still had 16 points, but still, her presence was definitely felt on the defensive end, and that's what she can bring when the officials aren't calling fouls.
Well, and, laid back compared to what we're used to seeing out of Brooke. Usually we're used to seeing 20-plus, but you didn't need that Thursday night because Grace Nelson was carrying the load offensively, and everyone was shooting the ball, and everyone was making points. So you didn't really need a big performance out of your 2 stars. I mean, Grace still gave you one, but it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, Nelson, she finished with 36 points on the evening. Cotton Herrick Beecher City has dropped 2 games in a row now, as the previous game of North Clay, they fell to Neoga. And speaking of dropping 2 in a row, Neoga on a little bit of a 2-game losing skid there. They lost their first conference game earlier in the week to Windsor Stu Straws, and they dropped another game later on in the week against Vandalia. So Neoga, just when they got state ranked in the polls, they dropped 2 games here to Neoga and Vandalia.
Well, and the other thing, if you are a team like an Altamont, this opens the door up for you to possibly still get that conference championship. If Neoga went on a run and continued to be undefeated, it would kind of make it so you didn't have a chance at doing it because Neoga already beat you. Now that they've lost 2 in a row. I know the second one was non-conference, but it shows maybe there's some cracks in the armor at Neoga, and maybe you can take advantage of that if you're Altamont, even though you won't necessarily play them head-to-head again.
They might at the end of the year, the NTC shootout, that they're kind of replacing the NTC tournament with a little bit of a shootout. this year matching up the teams in the standings. You can't talk Bearcats lady basketball without mentioning Carol Winthy. She is a coaching legend in the world of small school Southern Illinois girls basketball. She went on a run in the early 2000s, had 20-plus win seasons. In 2009, she had a run about 4 or 5 years there where CHBC or Cowden went to the state finals. They went and got Final Four. They finished second one year. So she also has 400 wins in her coaching career. So she's definitely a legend. And you can't mention CHBC without mentioning Carol Winthy.
No, you can't. And 400 wins. I mean, that's a coach who's seen and done just about everything there is to do. Nothing that Altamont could throw at them today is anything that she hasn't seen. Okay. So that is a huge help, especially with this. It's not a young roster, but I mean they have only 4 seniors. It is a relatively young roster for Cowan Heriot Beecher City. So having that leadership of a coach who's seen it all, done it all, knows it all, is very important for Cowan Heriot Beecher City.
Yeah, and last year Altamont handled the CHBC club fairly easily in their only matchup of the season. They won 73-51 last year. I remember Madison Cherry, Carson Brooks, Lainey Morrison, they're still on the team. Of course, Gracie Heckert and Mackenzie Budge, 2 of the other stars to look out for the Lady Bobcats. And we'll see here, Eric, in this game how the third quarter shapes out for Altamont, because even though they have 7 wins, it seems like that third quarter, they're not a third quarter team. So we'll see how they react in the third quarter today.
Yeah, third quarter seems to be the Achilles heel for Altamont thus far this season. Now, luckily, it hasn't cost you too many games, but you would like to kind of figure out what is the issue. Is it that you have too big of a lead at the half and you kind of take the foot off the gas pedal in that third quarter? Is it just coming out cold out of halftime?
Yeah.
I would like to know what that issue is, and hopefully it doesn't rear its ugly head here today.
Right, and then another thing you got to think about is the 10 a.m. start time here. This is the earliest start time of the season, and you got to think the advantage is Altamont because they're here at home, so they don't have to get on a bus early in the morning and travel. Yes, they did have to travel, probably wake up pretty decently early to go to Decatur, St. Teresa, and play there, but still, it's a 10 a.m. start time. This kind of feels maybe like a tournament start. You look at it in that sort of way. I know Coach Katie Lurkins likes routine, so maybe you got the girls and take it as maybe the start of a normal school day here with the early start time. So I want to see how both teams come out here with the early start.
And I think what makes it interesting is not knowing, and maybe we can talk to Coach Lurkins afterwards, does Altamont practice before school or after school? Because I think if they practice before school, this isn't going to be that big of an issue. Whereas if it's after school, it may be because, you've been sitting in class all day and you're not here. So, what do you do on a normal Saturday if there's not a game? Do you practice in the morning? Do you do a midday practice at noon or whatever?
Yeah.
That's what I would be interested in finding out, because that will make a difference, I think, in this ball game.
That's very true. As today is not the only broadcast we have here on the airwaves of Jack FM and on the Altamont Community Schools stream. Later, you can say this evening, and the JV starts about 5 o'clock, and that is going to be Altamont taking on Warrensburg-Latham in boys action, and I believe Warrensburg-Latham either kept it close with the score last night or pulled out the outright win, so it tells you how good that Warrensburg-Latham team is. And Altamont last night just put on a show. They put on a shooting clinic here against North Clay last night, so we'll see if the boys can keep up the momentum here. But still, we usually have ladies and boys back-to-back here, but we got a little bit of time before the boys game gets started.
Yes, we do.
As both teams are going to come out to the floor, they're going to toe the volleyball line, and that means it's time for the national anthem. So we will step away for the national anthem as well. And the national anthem is brought to you by Tingley Insurance Agency. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Can you see our early light was so proudly revealed at the twilight's last gleam, whose cross rise and bright stars through the perilous night, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
And now the team starting lineups for this morning's varsity girls basketball game between the CHBC Bobcats and your Altamont Lady Indians. First for the visiting Bobcats.
Welcome back here to Altamont High School. Today's contest is between the Cotton-Haired Beecher City Lady Bobcats and the Altamont Lady Indians, and the announcement of the starting lineups are being announced to the crowd, and we will give them to you as well. Here for CHBC, they are starting number 13, Gracie Heckert. She's a sophomore. Number 15, Carson Burks. She's a senior. Number 21, Sydney Lorton. She's a senior. Number 32, Mackenzie Bunch. She's a junior. And number 41, Madison Wojcik. She is a sophomore. As for the Altamont Lady Indians, they will start number 12, Taylor Meddy. She's a 5'10 senior. Number 14, Remy Miller. She's a 5'6 sophomore. Number 15, Peyton Osteen. She's a 5'8 freshman. Number 23, Grace Nelson. She's a 5'8 freshman. And number 13, Brooke Runge. She's a 5'10 senior. And like I said, this is not the only broadcast we'll have on Jack FM. Altamont boys later today, and also over on our sister station 98.9 The Game. The Fighting Illini are in action. Pre-game coverage starts about noon over on 98.9 The Game. So you're in for a triple header if you want today. You can listen to this game and then switch it over to 98.9 for the Illini game against Wisconsin, and then you can flip it back here to the boys versus Warrensburg-Latham.
Yeah, it's got a whole full day of basketball on our stations here at Cromwell Media Group Effingham, and we look forward to it, and we look forward to the start of this game, kicking it off.
Yeah, some other games going on around the area today. It's a full slate of high school basketball as well around the area, and maybe we'll check that schedule as we go along here, as we're about ready to start this game, as it's going to be Cotton-Haired Beecher City starting off with the basketball. Of course, this year in high school basketball, the away teams start off with the ball and a no tip. So CHBC will be going left to right on your radio dial, the opposite way on the stream, and it'll be CHBC with the ball. They get Bunch, passes out for 3. It is good by Heckert, and it's 3-0 early on CHBC.
Yeah, Altamont just lost her on defense.
And Nelson's going to try a straight-on 3. It's no good, but Nelson tracks down a rebound. She goes back up with it. It's no good, and rebounded by Heckert. It'll be Heckert with the ball, bringing it across half court. She gets the ball over to Burks. Burks gets called for the travel, so an early turnover by CHBC gives the ball back to Altamont.
Yeah, and here early on we're seeing that trap that Altamont had so effective against Newton a week ago. They're trying it here against Cotton-Haired Beecher City as well.
And Altamont will be going right to left on your radio dial, the opposite on the stream. It'll be Remy Miller up top. She goes with a pump fake, now hands off to Nelson. Nelson gets a screen from Osteen, and she goes up strong. Layup is good for Grace Nelson, and it's 3-2. And Coach Carolyn Whitney wants to talk about something here. She calls an early timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it right here. 6:54. It's 3-2 CHBC.
And that's where that experience, like I said, comes into play. She saw something on that very last Altamont possession, and immediately she wants to talk to her team about it and make adjustments. It's the mark of a great coach. Don't let it go on throughout the game. If you see something immediately that your team needs to work on, take the time out, talk to them, and get it fixed immediately.
Exactly. Showing her experience as a coach for sure, as the Bobcats will inbound as an inadvertent buzzer goes off.
You'll have that early in the morning.
I think Mr. Kachuk is a little rusty on the scoreboard operator, as it'll be CHBC losing the ball, and they're going to call it was off of someone's leg, so it'll just be CHBC basketball. Running down underneath their own basket. That's Lorton. She's looking to get it in. She gets it in, 4-3 in the corner. No good by Burks, and CHBC still has the ball, though, as it'll be Lorton. She'll drive and she'll dish off in the corner again for Burks for a 3, or Heckert this time. And Heckert gets it to go, and back-to-back threes for CHBC. They lead 6-2.
That's Heckert's second 3 of the game.
As it'll be Runge driving strong to the rim, no good, and rebounded by CHBC. They're looking to run with it. Burks gives it up to Bunch. That's Mackenzie Bunch. She has it out up top. She's looking to drive to her left. She lost the dribble, and another turnover by CHBC. Nelson with the run out, layup off the glass and in for Grace Nelson. and it's 6-4. Altamont trails.
Yeah, good job again, turning turnovers into points for Altamont.
As it'll be Bunch with the ball. She holds it high. She gives it up to Wojcik at the top of the circle. Now over to Burks. Burks, they dump it down low to Bunch. Bunch pushes up the shot. It's good. It was a contested shot, but she made it, and it's 8-4 CHBC.
Yeah, thus far, Altamont looking very soft on the defensive end.
Miller's going to take a wide open two, no good, and rebounded by Burks. So it'll be Burks goes all the way with it, no good, and it's rebounded by Miller. As it'll be Nelson in transition. He puts up the layup, no good, and rebounded by Heckert. So another missed layup by Altamont, and Heckert with the ball. They give it a long two-pointer to Burks, and she misses it, and rebounded by Osteen. Osteen up to Runge. Runge in transition, layup off the glass and in for Brooke Runge, and it's 8-6.
Yeah, good job by Brooke of just keep going all the way to the basket, laying it up and in.
As it'll be Heckert bringing the ball up the floor. It's 4:40 to go in this very first quarter. As it'll be down low to Lorton, back out to Wojcik. Wojcik dumps it down low. It was tipped, but it was Burks tracking it down. They get it over in the corner. They throw it down low to Wojcik. Puts up the shot, no good. But Bunch is there for the rebound. She goes back up strong. It's no good. And Medi comes away with a loose ball. As it'll be Medi up to Runge. Runge dribbles it to the left side. Now Osteen swinging over to Miller. Miller thought about the three, but she gives it back up. Runge with the pump fake. She drives inside, but good defense by Bunch. She's out to Miller. It's back iron. Bounces a couple times, no good. And Runge and Burks were fighting for the ball, and it's tracked down by Heckert.
It's already Heckert's fourth rebound of the night.
Heckert goes down low. Wojcik puts up the shot, no good, and rebounded by Nelson. Nelson with the run out, as it looked like Bunch did a good job of getting back on D, but they're going to get her with a foul.
Foul will be on Lorton. Her first team first, and that should be our 5-minute timeout.
It is, as it will be the first under 5 timeout, so we'll step away for 1 minute. 3:44 to go in the first quarter. It's 8-6 CHBC. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Quick inbounds to Osteen. She puts up the shot, no good, and the long rebound is tracked down by Morrison, who checked into the game for CHBC, and it's going to stay right here with Altamont. Also, Shekamp checks in for CHBC as well. Still all starters remain, except for Grunlow, who checked into the game for Altamont. Rengi goes strong, hop step to the lane, but she misses the shot, but it's okay. She's fouled, so she'll go to the line for 2.
That will go on Bunch, her first, team second. And we'll shoot our first free throws of the day.
As it'll be Rengi at the line. First free throw is good. So it's a 1-point game, 8-7, Lady Indians trail. As it'll look to be Medi sitting down and Bain coming in. So it's Runge at the line. Her second free throw is also good. So 2 for 2 that time for Runge. And we're all tied at 8. as it's Morrison. She's going to take too many steps with it, and she turns the ball over. And that's another turnover for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it looked like she was thinking about a pass, and then midway through passing changed her mind and kind of jumped, and by that point it was a little late.
Yeah, it was too late. As it'll be Altamont basketball, still tied at 8. Runge with the basketball. She gives it over to Bain. Bain's wide open for 3, and she can knock that down, and she does just that. If she's not wide open, it's 11-8. Altamont takes their first lead.
Yeah, defense just looked like it waxed off of her a little bit.
Long at 2-pointer by Morrison, and it's 11-10. On the long 2 by Morrison. Osteen's going to take it 3 steps right into it, and she knocks it down. Back-to-back threes for Altamont, getting that 3-point game going. It's 14-10.
Yeah, Altamont 2 of 3 from 3-point land here this morning.
Hecker with the ball. Here comes the double team, and it's thrown right into the hands of Osteen, but she loses it out of bounds, so we'll stay right here with CHBC.
Battle underneath the basket. What I like seeing from Altamont there on those past 2 possessions was in transition finding the open person.
Quick inbounds by Lorden. It'll be Mackenzie Bunch putting up the shot good, and now it's 14-12. Nelson over in the corner. Mid-range jumper for Grunlow, and it's good. And it's 16-12. So now Lady Indians are getting it to fall.
You see the confidence again. You
Yep.
see them grabbing the ball, just taking shots.
Yep. As they try to go down low, and another kick the ball violation, so it'll just be out of bounds underneath their own basket for CHBC. As they look to get it quickly down low, but the pass was denied. They get it to Morrison. Morrison, and good defense by Osteen, and it'll be a shot by Lorden, no good, and rebounded by Runge. Runge up to Bame. Bame drives to the hole, throws up the shot, no good, and it's Scheckamp with the rebound. It's Lorden in transition. Lorden has it up top. She dribbles inside and dishes it off. Mid-range jumper is good for Mackenzie Bunch, and it's 16-14. As it's Osteen over to Grunlow. Grunlow gives it to Nelson. Nelson will try a 3-pointer a little bit behind the line, and it's rebounded by Scheckamp. As it'll be Hecker getting it up to Morrison. Morrison is double teamed here, but she gets out of it. So back up top. Tries to get it to Hecker, but it was denied. They go over to Lorden. Lorden back to Hecker. Hecker drives inside, puts up a wild shot, no good, but she's fouled. So it'll be Sydney Lorden at the line for 2.
Yeah, it's making the best of a bad situation. Really couldn't do anything with the ball, so throw it up there and hopefully get the foul. And they did. It'll be on Bame, her first, team's first.
I guess they're going to say it was a non-shooting foul.
As Grunlow and Bame will sit down for Altamont.
Meddy came back in, looks like, and there's going to be a violation. Maybe they stepped.
No, I think the pass hit the backside of the backboard first, so it will be Altamont ball.
Gotcha. I thought she should be shooting free throws, so it'll give Altamont the ball anyways. So Nelson will get a screen from Meddy. She'll step inside the 3-point arc, no good, and rebounded by Scheckamp. They'll get it up. Throws up a shot by Hecker, no good, but it's Wojcik on the rebound. And we're all tied at 16. We're under a minute to go. As Runge spins around, she passes out of it to Miller. Miller, mid-range jumper. It's no good. Meddy fighting for the rebound, and it's going to go off of her, so it'll go out of bounds to CHBC.
And that will be as Bame will check back in. Nelson will sit down here, which is, nope, check that. Osteen will sit down.
So it'll be CHBC inbounding the ball. Here comes the defensive pressure by Altamont, and they're rewarded with a turnover. As it'll be Nelson getting it to Meddy. She almost overran it, but they get a foul out here on, I believe it'll go on Burks.
I believe that's who it was, yes. That'll be her first, team's third.
33.5 seconds, all tied at 16. And Bame will inbound here on the near sideline. So it'll go to Nelson. Nelson gets a screen from Meddy on the pick and roll. As Meddy has the ball, she takes the handoff and she'll dribble inside. Now back out to Runge at the top of the circle. Now Miller. Miller back to Runge. Runge here to Medi here on the wing. She'll drive inside and she'll dish it back out to Bame. Bame denied, 8 seconds to go. Nelson with the ball. Here's 5 seconds to go. She gives it back to Bame, over to Runge. She steps inside for 2, no good. And that's going to be rebounded by Hecker, and that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. After one, well tied at 16 here with CHBC and Altamont. We'll be back for the second quarter in 1 minute. You're listening to Altamont Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Altamont High School. Start of the second quarter, all tied at 16. Bame immediately starts the second quarter with a shot. No, but it's tracked down by Medi. Miller will go for 3. It is no good, but Bame's there for the offensive board. Putback is off the rim, no good, and Medi fighting for the rebound. It's going to go off her leg, and so out of bounds to CHBC.
You like the idea there. Unfortunately, Bame just couldn't get that shot going, but she was definitely wide open, and I like the confidence.
You're at home. You're supposed to get those kind of rolls. It's thrown away by CHBC right in the hands of Runge, and she's going to shoot it immediately, and she makes it. Gives Altamont the lead back 18-16.
Yeah, that looked like someone was supposed to cut, and they didn't, and ended up going right to Runge.
As it'll be Bunch getting it across half court for the Bobcats. It's going to be a drive by Burke. She's going to lose it, but I think they're going to call poked away by Altamont, so
Grunlow and Osteen will check back in, as Nelson will sit down, as will Bame.
It'll be CHBC inbounding on the baseline. They look to get it in. They get it in to Burks, and she shuffled her feet, and so that's going to be a turnover on CHBC.
As Morrison will sit down, and I believe that's Wojcik who just checked back in.
So it'll be Osteen with the ball just underway here in the second quarter. Grunlow's going to take a long two-pointer. She had a foot on the line, and it's no good, and rebounded by Bunch. They'll get the ball up the floor to Heckert. Heckert driving to the hole. Way up is good for Gracie Heckert, and it's tied at 18 again as we go back and forth. As Medi with the ball over to Miller. Miller handoff to Runge. She's going to take a 3. It's back iron, no good, and rebounded by Bunch. As Heckert has the ball, tiptoes the sideline over there, and it'll go to Lorton. Lorton to Burks for 2. Free throw line jumper, and the CHBC has the lead, 20-18.
It just looks like defensively, Altamont's just not comfortable right now on the defensive end.
Yeah, they look out of sorts. As Osteen throws up the shot, no good, and it's blocked by Wojcik. As the referees let him play on here, as Eckert over to Burks in the corner. They go down low to Bunch, and here comes a tie-up, and credit Medi with that, but I don't know if
they're going to have a discussion. Yeah, they're going to call a foul.
So Medi tried for the tie-up, but they're going to hit her with a foul.
Reaching, that's team second, her first, as Nelson will check back in, and Morrison will check in for County Herrick Beecher City.
CHBC at 20-18. Here comes another substitution. Check in.
Yeah.
Yep, she runs in. As it'll be CHBC taking it out, and they lose Heckert on the inbounds. Three-pointer, no good, but it's rebounded by Checkcamp. As they'll throw it down low to her, and they're going to get a reach in. As I think it was Osteen trying for the steal.
Yep, it will be Osteen, her first, team's third.
So a couple of quick fouls here for Altamont. Quick inbounds. They immediately get it back to long two. No good. And the rebound, it goes to Miller. There's Bunch who missed that.
Yeah.
As it'll be Runge. She's going to take a deep three, and it's no good. Miller trying to track down the rebound, but she can't grab it. So they out of bounds to CHBC.
You appreciate the effort from Miller. You know, she was down there against two Bobcats, and unfortunately this went right off her fingertips out of bounds.
5:35 to go. It'll be Heckert getting the ball, and she loses it, and Nelson's going to take it away. She's all alone down here. Layup is good for Grace Nelson, and we're tied at 20. It's 20-20 all over again. Quickly, they break the score. Is Heckert, and it's 22-20. Grenlow the other way. Her baseline jumper no good, and rebounded by Heckert. Up to Morrison. Morrison loses the dribble, but she throws it down low to Bunch. Bunch puts up the shot, count the basket, and the foul for Mackenzie Bunch, and she'll go to the line for the end one.
That'll go on Grunlow, her first, team's fourth. As Meddy will check in, and Runge will sit down.
As Bunch had a great first quarter, and she's looking to continue that here in the second at the free throw line. Free throw is off, and it's tracked down by Meddy. So can't complete the end one. Still 24-20. We're under 5 minutes now, so next dead ball will be a timeout. And Nelson drives strong to the hole. It's good. And it's 24-20. Altamont trails by 2.
Yeah, Nelson just attacking the basket, and we're going to travel.
And Morton will travel again, and that's going to be the first dead ball of the quarter with 4:46 remaining in the second. We have a CHBC lead, 24-22, and it's the under 5 timeout, so we will take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. CHBC has the lead 24-22 after the under 5 timeout. Broke things up here in the second.
Yeah, defensively, we've been talking about it. Altamont just not looking comfortable against County Beecher City, and offensively, they really haven't had that spark yet, have Altamont. They've gone on a couple little runs, but nothing sustained.
Yep, as it'll be Altamont with the ball. Meddy up top. She has it over to Nelson. Nelson over to Bain. Will take the three-pointer. It's good for Claire Bain.
Her second three of the day.
And it's a 1-point lead now for Altamont. They're back in the lead.
Full court pressure from Altamont.
Yeah, as Meddy making it difficult for Warden, and there's going to be 2 players colliding. The ball's on the floor, and there's a tie-up, and it's going to be a jump ball, alternate possession, and we'll get it to the Bobcats.
Yeah, County Beecher City is lucky on that one, as Morton just kind of ran into her own player.
And Coach Lurkins was looking for the travel. CHBC immediately turns the ball over, and ball don't lie, as it'll be Altamont straight on 3. Nelson, it's off, but Osteen is fighting for the rebound, and Grunlow trying to save it out of bounds, but she can't do it. So it'll be CHBC ball.
Stat to keep track of here for you in the early going, 0 for 5. That's Runge and Nelson from 3. 0 for 5 combined, Runge and Nelson from 3. So Luckily, Claire Bain has 2, and Osteen has a 3 as well. But your 2 scorers you expect to hit 3s thus far are not making them.
Right. As it'll be Burks up to Morrison, now up to Stuckemeyer. She throws up the shot, no good, but it's rebounded by Morrison, and she gets the offensive board. Now to Bunch. Bunch will put up the shot, no good, but she's fouled. So Mackenzie Bunch will go back to the line. Almost another and 1 for her.
Foul going Grunlow, her second. Team's 5th, so you're getting a little bit of trouble team-wise, but player-wise, you're doing all right if you're Altamont.
Free throw is no good. Back iron.
0 for 2 thus far at the line, and she's the only one that shots free throws thus far for Count Herrick.
So the Bobcats trail by 1, 25-24. Second free throw for Bunch is on the way, and it's also no good, and rebounded by Osteen. There she's over 3. As Nelson to the basket, no, but she's fouled, and so Grace Nelson will make a trip to the line.
I think it'll be on Stuckemeyer, her first, team's 4th. And he'll send Nelson to the line for the first time today.
As it'll be Nelson. Free throw is good.
Extend that lead by 1.
So now it's 26-24 with 3:49 remaining in the second quarter. Nelson's second free throw is also good. So it's a 3-point lead now, 27-24 for Altamont.
Altamont is a team 4 for 4 from the free throw line here early on.
Continuing that good free throw line shooting from last game. Heckert with the ball across court, pass to Morrison, back to Heckert, out for 3. It rattled out. And it goes back up. Burks, no. But Stuckemeyer is there to stick it back in. And it'll be 27-26. CHBC trails by 1. Nelson with the ball. She goes down low, and she's going to be fouled again. So Grace Nelson will go back to the free throw line for 2 more free throws.
Like she was just here or something.
Yeah. Deja vu.
Now going Stuckemeyer, her second, team's 5th. So both teams with 5 team fouls right now.
And it really is deja vu because Stuckemeyer got the foul previously.
Miller will, well, hold on. At first they're going to say Miller checked in, but because there's 2, they're going to have to wait after the first shot.
I think it's just semantics at that point. As Nelson, free throw, no good. It rattled out.
I jinxed them.
As the broadcaster's jinx comes up again.
Stuckemeyer will sit down for CHBC, and it will be, oh, that was Meddy who snuck in.
As Nelson's free throw is good, so 1 for 2 that time. And it's a 2-point lead for Altamont, 28-26. Heckert with the ball. Morrison, high pass, but she gets it down. She throws up the shot, no good, and it's tipped out to a Bobcat. Now back to Morrison. Morrison out to Burks. Burks here on the wing. She'll drive to her right. She throws up the shot in the lane. It's no good, but it's going to be off of Osteen, and so they'll stay right here with the Bobcats.
A better job on defense that time from Altamont of really making it difficult, not just in the passing lanes, but also shooting the ball.
As it'll be Burks on the inbounds. They get it in too quickly to Morrison, and it's rebounded by Miller off the miss. So it's Runge in transition. Gives it up to Miller. Miller with the 3 is good for Remy Miller. And it's 31-26.
Like I said, you're okay if Runge and Nelson aren't making 3s, if everyone else on the team is.
The other girls are. As Bunch, she gets it off the tip, and she gets the shot no good, and last touched by Altamont, so it'll stay right here with CHBC.
I think we saw a block in that middle of that play by Miller. Good job on defense.
Yeah. As it'll be a CHBC inbounding on the baseline. They get it in to Morrison. Morrison throws up the shot, but Heckert's right there for the offensive board, and she'll be fouled, so she'll go to the line. Will Gracie Heckert.
Heckert has 7 rebounds thus far today. And she'll be rewarded with the offensive rebound with 2 free throws.
So Altamont has 1 more foul before they send CHBC in the bonus. Gracie Heckert makes the first free throw.
That foul was on Miller, her first, team 6th.
As Heckert's second foul shot is also good, so 2 for 2 at trap for Gracie Heckert, and it's 31-28. As Miller over to Runge at the top of the circle. Now Miller will try another 3. It's off, no good. And rebounded by Wojcik. Morrison up to Burks. Nice passing, and it's no good. And Miller with the rebound. Nelson here with the run out. She goes right by Wojcik, and Grace Nelson gets the 2. And Coach Winnie wants a timeout, so we'll take a timeout as well. 33-28, your score. Altamont with the lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. 33-28, Lady Indians have the advantage. 2:04 remaining. As halftime, we'll get the halftime stats from Eric, as well as we'll look at the other games going on around the area today, and also we might recap last night's action as well. So it'll be CHBC with the ball. We're still 2 minutes, 4 seconds away from halftime. As a late substitution, Medi comes in.
Medi will come in. Osteen will sit down.
So it'll be Warden getting it in. Here comes the full court pressure. Grunlow is pressuring Burks. She gets it across the timeline. Here comes the trap, and they'll get a foul.
Foul will go on Miller, her second. Team 7, so we'll be shooting a 1-and-1. No? Okay, no.
As the officials finally realize it, as they will be 1-and-1.
I thought so. I know I'm not good at this sports thing, but I thought so.
Yeah, the officials quickly said, oh yeah, that's 7, so we're free throw shooting for Burks.
Her first attempt of the day.
One free throw is good, so she'll shoot another. And it's 33-29.
Last 4 points for CHBC, all from the free throw line.
Burks' second free throw is off, and it's rebounded by Runge. So it's Nelson. Nelson, no one picks her up. She goes right to the rim, splits 2 defenders, and can't get the layup. And it's going to be taken away by Miller. Miller put up the layup good. So she just rips the ball away and gets the 2 points. It's 35-29.
Yeah, Miller never gave up on the play, never went back and started to play defense and ripped it out there and was able to put it up and in.
Bunch breaks the pressure for the Bobcats. They get it up to Burks in the corner. Cross-court pass to Heckard. Heckard to Wojcik. She throws up the shot. No, but she's going to be fouled on the play, so she'll go to the line for 2.
Yep, that'll be on Runge, her first. Team's 8.
As it'll be Madison Wojcik.
First free throw of the game
is good. So it's a 5-point game. CHBC trails by 35-30 the score. Wojcik, second free throw is off and rebounded by Runge.
Runge's third rebound of the game.
Minute 20 to go in the second quarter. Low pass for Nelson, but she scoops it up as Nelson step back baseline jumper, no good, and Medi fighting for the rebound and she gets it. Grunlow, mid-range jumper, no. Runge with the putback, no, but she's fouled. So Brooke Runge will go to the free throw line for 2.
Good job by Altamont, not giving up on that play the whole time, just kept fighting and fighting.
Third time is the charm. So that'll be on Wojcik. Runge's foul shot is no good.
It's her first, team's 6th foul.
So Altamont still leads by 5, a minute 5 to go in the second quarter. Runge's second free throw is short again, but Miller's there for the board. As Nelson was over here by Coach Lurkin, she had to run back in the play. We're under a minute now. As Miller goes to Runge. Runge will try a 3 in the corner. It's off the front of the rim, but Miller's there to track down another offensive rebound. She's going to call for the travel. So, unfortunately, Miller gets with the travel off the offensive board.
Yeah, but you like the effort on the offensive glass right there from Miller.
As it'll be CHBC ball, 49 seconds to go. as it'll be Heckert spinning around. They get it to Morrison. She checked back in, and now it's going to be a three by Lorton, no good, and rebounded by Miller.
She's got 7 rebounds.
As it'll be Miller having it. Should have almost thought about stepping into a three. She gives it off to Nelson, back rim, no good, and rebounded by Morrison, and Meddy's going to get hit with a foul.
It's Meddy's second, and it'll lead to a 1-and-1.
As 29.7 seconds, CHBC will walk to the free throw line. It's Lainey Morrison.
As we'll have 2 substitutions. Looks like Bame checking in as well as Anna Folk.
Maddie sits down to not pick up another foul here before the quarter is over. Free throw is no good, so she missed the front end of the 1-and-1, and there's a tie-up with Bunch and Osteen. Alternate possession here, we'll give it to Altamont. So 27 seconds to go in the half. Altamont lead by 5. Nelson over to Bame. Bame gets a screen from Nelson. Now they get it to Runge. Nelson gets a screen from Runge. Gives it back to Runge in the corner. We're coming up on 10 seconds to go. Nelson gets a screen. She drives to the rim. Throws up the shot. No good, but she's going to be fouled. So Grace Nelson goes back to the free throw line again.
Attacking the basket's what you want to do, and she'll be rewarded with her 5th and 6th free throw attempts of the day.
It seems like that's what she does. Every game is great at attacking the basket.
Foul will be on Morrison, her first.
Free throw is good. So that'll be a 6-point lead, 36-30. And Osteen looks like she's limping off, so she'll go to the locker room. As Nelson's second free throw also good, so 2 for 2 makes it a 7-point game. Here comes Bunch. Bunch, look out over there, as it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Altamont. 3.2 seconds to go. Inbound underneath their own basket. Looking to get it in. They do get it into Bunch, and I think Runge affected that shot. Throws up a shot from her knee there, or his Lorton, but she's going to miss it. So at the end of 2 quarters of play, it's Altamont now with the lead 37-30 here at halftime. We'll be back for the halftime report. We'll get the first half stats from Eric Fry, and we'll take a look at what's going on around the area today in high school basketball, both boys and girls around the area, as we're probably the first game of the day, so may not have too many scores for you, but we'll get the stats and we'll take a look at the slate for today. We'll be back with the halftime report at the half. Altamont leads by 7, 37-30. We'll be back on the voice of Lady Indians basketball, Jack FM. Welcome back here at halftime at Altamont High School. This NTC conference game, 37-30. Altamont with the 7-point advantage after the first quarter. It was tied at 16, so Altamont had a 21-point second quarter there to the CHBC's 14 there to take that 7-point advantage here at halftime. As Eric is finishing the stats, we will take a look at the other slate of games that are going on today, as it will be in girls basketball in the NTC. A lot of non-conference games, as this one was kind of a makeup game on the slate for both of these two squads. St. Anthony, they host Sullivan, and Neoga hosts Newton. And in the Apollo Conference, Totopolis travels to Taylorville, and Mount Zion, they travel to Effingham. And also a team that's just coming back off a pause, Cumberland, travels to Blue Ridge. As in boys basketball, a lot of non-conference games as well with the NTC. St. Anthony, they travel to Flora. Vandalia hosts Dietrich. Newton, they host Neoga. Cerro Gordo is at Windsor Stew Straws. South Central, they are actually in a doubleheader today. I talked to Coach Doring yesterday, which you can hear on the starting lineup on Monday, 11 to 1 p.m. over on 98.9 The Game. South Central has a doubleheader. Sandoval, they decided they couldn't play the original makeup date for that game, so Coach Doring said that they could come on down to their place. So they're playing Sandoval in the morning, and then they're traveling to Patoka later this evening for a doubleheader. I told him you can just look at it like a tournament type of games. They're playing a doubleheader and also playing last night as well.
Yeah, but usually in a tournament you're at the same location. Not only do they have to play in the morning, but then they got to travel to Patoka.
Some tournaments have different locations.
I guess
co-op school.
Well, it's not that far of a drive.
It is.
I don't know what the distance from South Central to Patoka is.
It's not too far of a drive. It's not crazy or anything. In boys basketball, we'll keep it going with Newton hosting Neoga, Flora hosting St. Anthony, and I already mentioned that Taylorville, they host Totopolis, and Effingham hosts Mount Zion. And later today, about 5 o'clock, is when the JV game begins. It's Altamont versus Warrensburg-Latham in boys basketball action, so you can watch that also on the stream here on the Altamont Community Schools YouTube page if you're watching this game already, as you can stick around for more Altamont basketball later this evening. And over on 98.9 The Game, the Illinois Fighting Illini game here at noon.
26 minutes from Farina to Patoka.
Yeah, it's not too crazy.
It's not that bad. No, 22 miles.
Not too crazy. So it's 37-30 here at halftime. We will step away and we'll continue on with the halftime report, and we'll be back with a look at Eric's first half numbers here as we continue with the halftime show. Altamont leads by 7 here at Altamont High School. We'll be back here in a couple minutes. You're listening to Lady Indians Basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School, and Eric, I will now hand things over to you, and we'll take a look at those first half numbers.
All right, let's look at the first half numbers. First for County Herrick Beecher City, they were led in scoring by Heckert. She has 12. It was Bunch with 8. It was 3 each for Wojcik as well as Burks, and it was 2 each from Morrison And for Stuckemeyer, for Altamont, they were led in scoring by Nelson, who had 15. It was 6 each from Runge and Bame, 5 points from Miller, as well as 3 points from Osteen and 2 points from Grunlow. As a team, Altamont shot 13 of 39 from the field for 33%, as County Herrick Beecher City shot 12 of 35 for 34%. So percentage-wise, County Herrick Beecher City ahead in that one. From the three-point line, Altamont was 4 of 13 in that first half for 30%, whereas County Herrick Beecher City 2 of 5 for 40%. So again, percentage-wise, County Herrick Beecher City ahead there as well. Free throw line, it was Altamont 7 of 10 for 70%, whereas County Herrick Beecher City was 4 of 10 for 40%. Rebounding, County Herrick Beecher City had 25 rebounds compared to just 20 for Altamont. And turnover-wise, it was County Herrick Beecher City with 11 and Altamont only with 2. So if you look at the turnovers, that's what is winning you this game, is the turnovers, because your shooting is not really doing it.
Right, yeah, that is really kind of where how Altamont has got the advantage here, and also their shooting percentage might be better, but really CHBC, they're not a three-point shooting ball club, so they only have 2 made threes.
But again, they only have 2. They've only attempted 5. Altamont's made 4, and they've attempted 13. So if you know that's not your thing, and you make almost half of the ones you attempt, you're okay with that.
Yeah.
And you look there, and you look at their one shot. Altamont's attempted more field goals than County Herrick Beecher City, but they've made only 1 more than County Herrick Beecher City. That's why County Herrick is still in this game, is they're being smart with their shots. They're not forcing. They're not doing anything like that. And Altamont right now, it just seems like they're forcing a lot of their shots.
As it's nice to see here as Osteen comes back on the floor, as she kind of went into the locker room early there. She kind of limped off, but she's back in. So all starters out there on the floor for Altamont as we're underway here, and we'll reset things as CHBC will be going the opposite way, right to left on your radio dial, as it's going to be a high pass for Lorton, as Lorton will give it over to Burks. Burks will drive in the lane, and it's going to be a tie-up. So a nice tie-up there by Medi, and it'll give the ball to CHBC.
Yeah, good job by Medi there on the tie-up. One last stat for you. Both teams have 1 block, as Wojcik has a block and Miller has a block.
Nelson drives strong to the hole, count the basket, and the foul for Grace Nelson.
I think they're going to stay on the floor. I heard him motion 2.
As it'll be, well, one official said 2. This one down here says 1, so have a little bit of disagreement.
Okay. Yep, now they said the basket will count.
As it'll be a Nelson basket count, so she's got 2, and she's got 1 more free throw coming. And she misses the free throw, though.
That was on Bunch. That's her second.
As it'll be CHBC with the ball. That's Heckert. She'll spin around in the lane, and it's poked away by Nelson. Great steal there by her, as Nelson will go, and she'll give it off to Miller. Miller with the pump fake. She drives inside, no good, but she gets her own rebound, but it's right into the hands of Heckert. Heckert throws it right into the hands of Nelson. She'll put up the shot, no good. And rebounded by Morrison. Here comes Bunch in transition. Gives it over to Morrison. It'll be Heckert for 3. Back rim, no. Long rebound out to Medi. Medi looking to run with it, and here she's going to turn into a trap, but she is pushed. So that was a foul on Burks.
Yeah, Medi kind of, you're going to get the foul there because she was trapped in the corner and was heading out of bounds. So a lucky break for Altamont.
Yeah, bad spot to be there in the coffin corner, as it'll be Medi with the ball. She will hand off to Runge. Runge's trying to try a deep 3. It's good. Couple feet beyond the arc, and she knocks it down anyways. And it's 42-30. And Coach Carolyn Winthy wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. So we'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back to Altamont High School. A quick 5-0 run to begin this second half for Altamont, and Coach Carol Winthy had to call a timeout to try to stop this run. And it's going to be blocked by Runge. There's her block as it's going to be swatted away. Bunch missed that.
First one of the night for Runge.
She had a great,
second as a team.
Great performance the other night. As it'll be Lorton getting in underneath to Bunch, and they're going to get a foul on Miller as she was trying for the tie-up.
We appreciate the effort from Miller, but she's got to be careful. That's now her third foul.
As she's picked up a lot of fouls there in that first half, but Miller was the only one in foul trouble. Meddy may have been as well, but
Grunwald will check in.
Lorton gets it in to Morrison. Morrison over to Hecker here on the wing. She gives it to Burks. Pump fake. She'll give it to at the free throw line. They'll pass it out to Hecker. Hecker goes strong to the hole. She loses it on the way to the basket, and Osteen comes away with it. Up to Nelson. Nelson gets contact. It's going to go off the rim, and a quick throw up here to Hecker. She butts up the shot. No, but she's going to go to the line for two. As Osteen just had to get back on D to try to make it a difficult shot. So it'll be Hecker at the line. First free throw is good.
She's got 3 for 3 in the game.
So it's been a couple minutes, and the CHBC is finally on the scoreboard here in the third quarter, and it's 42-32 as she made both those free throws.
Last 6 points for County Herrick, all from the free throw line.
Gremla thought about a three, but she passed it off to Runge. Runge spins in the lane, puts up the layup, good.
It's a nice play by Runge right there. Getting in that lane, nice spin move, and just laying it nice off the glass.
Yep, the lead's back up to 12, 44-32, 5:40 to go. Quickly the other way, Heckert throws up the runner, it's good for Gracie Heckert, and it's 44-34.
Heckert showing I can do that too.
Osteen quickly, it's off from three, and rebounded by Morrison. Morrison up to Burks in the corner. They go down low to Morrison, and poked away by Osteen, and there's a loose ball as Nelson goes on the floor for it, and it'll be a tie-up, so alternate possession keeps it here with CHBC.
Nelson was probably one of the only players that could do that. Why? Because she's wearing knee pads.
That's right. She slid on those knee pads too, as it's going to be thrown away by CHBC right into the hands of Taylor Meddy. And it'll be a turnover by CHBC. County Herrick Beecher City, or Runge spins around and tried to get it to Meddy, but it's going to be thrown away. So it'll be up and immediately thrown away by CHBC again. Nelson behind the back dribble inside layup, good for Grace Nelson. 2 more points for her. It's 46-34.
Nelson and Runge have taken over in this quarter for Altamont,
as they're the only people that scored. It'll be thrown away, and Nelson tried to track it down in the backcourt, but Hecker throws up the runner. It's no good. She gets her own rebound though. As Burks, free throw line jumper, no good. Rebounded by Morrison. She puts it back up good on the offensive rebound by Lainey Morrison. And I think Coach Lurkins wants a timeout, but that's 4:20 to go. Third quarter, 46-36. So it's a...
No, I'm going to say it's the official timeout.
I'm going to say Coach Lurkins called a timeout, but we're under 5, so we'll take a timeout as well. We will be back in a minute. You're listening to Lady Indians Basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. Altamont has the lead, 46-36, and so Coach Lurkins called that timeout, but it was a dead ball under 5 timeout, so they're going to say that that was the official 5-minute timeout.
And she will still get charged with a timeout taken.
As it'll be Grunlow getting in for Runge. Runge will slowly walk it across the timeline as CHBC lets her come up with it. Runge gets it over to Nelson. Nelson drives. She'll put up a shot. No, but she's fouled. So she'll go back to the free throw line for 2 more free throws.
That'll be on Bunch, her 3rd. And it seems like that's the plan of attack for Nelson is just try and get in that lane and either put the shot up or get a foul.
Free throw is good. It makes it an 11-point game, 47-36.
Osteen will sit down.
And Bain
will come in for her. And Bunch will sit down and Morrison will check in for her.
Nelson's second free throw is good. 2 for 2 that trip for Grace Nelson, and it's 48-36. That is Lorden. She threw it away as someone was cutting to the rim, and she just threw it outside, so it'll be a turnover to CHB, or back to Altamont.
She was trying to get it to Heckert. It bounced off of Nelson's fingers and then bounced off of Heckert out of bounds.
That was going to be a Runge over to Grunlow, over to Bain in the corner for 3. It's good. Bain's 3rd 3 of the night, or the afternoon, 51-36. Not quite afternoon yet, as it'll be a foul or a timeout?
Timeout. Coach Wenthy called the timeout because the player was on the ground and couldn't really do anything, so good call right there by Coach taking that timeout.
So we just took a timeout, so we'll just keep it right here. 3:44 to go, 51-36. While we have a moment, we'd like to thank the sponsors for sponsoring these girls basketball games all season long. People's Bank and Trust, Wet Pools and Spas, Nelson's Trucking, Rogers Home Appliance, Dr. Elena Schmidt, and Beck's Auto Body and Repair and Tingley Insurance Agency as well.
I always like making fun notes of little stats, and Heckert now has a double-double on the day.
Double-double, and we still got 3:44 to go.
Yep.
As that's pretty impressive. Through 3 quarters, not even through 3 quarters.
The closest one to a double-double for Altamont is Remy Miller, who has 5 points and 7 rebounds.
As it'll be CHBC inbounding the ball here on the sideline. As they get it in to Heckert. Heckert gets a screen. She has it. She'll try to get it to Stuckemeyer. She does. She puts up a shot. Good for Ruby Stuckemeyer. And it's 51-38.
She was just left down there on the low block.
Grunlow is going to take a 3. No good, but Runge's there for the offensive rebound. Nelson goes back up with a layup. Good for Grace Nelson. 53-38 now. Quickly up. Lauren throws up a wild shot, and Wojcik's there for the offensive rebound. And she puts it in, 53-40. As it'll be Runge with the ball. Runge crosses over, goes to her right. She hands off to Bame. Bame gets it over to Grunlow. They'll swing it over to Nelson in the corner for a 3. Back iron too strong. And Grunlow and Morrison will fight for it. I'm going to say it was off of Grunlow, so it'll be CHBC basketball.
As Miller will check back in, and Grunlow will sit down.
As 2:50 to go in the 3rd period. It's going to be Burks bringing up the floor. They break the full court pressure. Stuckemeyer, Morrison now throws it low to Wojcik, and the ball is loose on the floor. And they're going to say out of bounds as Runge was on the floor, and she was also out of bounds.
Yeah, she was touching the ball as she was out of bounds. She didn't have control of it, but she was touching it.
Yeah, and so they'll say CHBC and inbound on the sidelines. They get it in to Burks. Burks has it ripped away by Nelson. Here's Nelson in transition. Layup good. And another bucket for Nelson, 55-40. As it is Burks getting it up. She goes all the way to the rim, and she's fouled on the floor. So
I believe that will be on Nelson. That'll be her first.
As it will be her first.
Team's 4.
So it'll be a Warden inbounding underneath her own basket, looking to get it into Wojcik. Wojcik puts up a shot. No, but she's fouled.
That one I believe will go on Runge. Her second. send Wojcik to the line where she is 1 for 2 today.
As it'll be Wojcik at the line. First free throw good. And it makes it 55-41. Hecker coming back in the game.
Yep, Hecker will come in. Morrison will sit down.
As 2:20 to go here in the third period. Wojcik. Second free throw also good. So 2 for 2 for Madison Wojcik, and it's 55-42. Runge runs it across half court. She gives it over to Bame. Bame will try a deep three. It's way off and rebounded by Lorden. Maybe a heat check three there, as it's going to be Stuckemeyer too hot to handle, so it'll be out of bounds back to Altamont.
You don't mind Bame taking that three attempt. You know, she was 3 for 3 heading into that shot, so.
As it's Nelson, she's wide open for three and knocks it down. A three-pointer for Grace Nelson, 58-42. Quickly the other way, Lorden will travel with it.
That's the first three of the night for Nelson.
As it's been a good 3-point day for the Indians, besides Nelson and Runge.
Yep.
For a couple of threes in this quarter for both girls. As it'll be Runge getting the ball before minute 35 to go. Runge will spin. She stops and gives it up to Meddy. Meddy to Nelson in the corner. Three, no, and rebounded by Hecker. Hecker quickly up the floor, and it's Morrison up to Bunch. Bunch put the shot off the glass and in for Mackenzie Bunch, and it's 58-44.
This is where if you're Altamont, you can't get three happy. You can't just keep sitting out on the arc, even if they're giving it to you, and keep shooting it because it's not entirely working today.
Yeah, as it's going to be Meddy. Meddy will drive to her right, gives it back to Nelson. Nelson fakes the three, goes out to Miller. We're under a minute to go in the quarter. Runge will take a deep three. It's off back iron, and it's rebounded by Miller. Miller trying to hand it off to Bame down low, and it'll be a tie-up. So a jump ball, alternate possession, keeps it here with the Indians.
Good job by Miller getting that rebound. That's her 8th of the night.
As it's 51 seconds to go, Osteen will come back in.
Meddy will sit down, and Stuckemeyer will come in for CHBC, and Wojcik will sit down.
Osteen will be the inbounder underneath her own basket, gets it in to Runge. As Runge will go to the basket, layup is good, and Brooke Runge gets 2 more points. It's 60-44. 38 seconds. It's going to be a fake by Burks. Now they get it back to her. Burks throws up the wild shot, no good. Rebounded by Bunch, but gives it over to Burks. Bunch with the shot, no good. And the fight for the rebound, it was Burks. He tried to throw it off of Nelson, but Nelson just grabbed it. As it'll be a Bame. It's going to be swatted away by Stuckemeyer, but immediately turned over. Miller with the putback, no. She goes to crashing to the floor, but she's fouled. So Remy Miller will go to the line for 2.
I like the effort I'm seeing today from Miller.
As with 11.2 seconds to go, Remy Miller will be at the line. Free throw is front iron, no good. Talk about no hesitation. Miller just no hesitation, no real routine, just immediately gets the ball from the ref and throws up the free throws. As the second attempt was good, 1 for 2. Quickly up the floor, the clock's now running here as CHBC quickly inbounded, as the clock didn't run initially after CHBC touched it.
Miller with 6 points and 8 rebounds on the day.
So the officials stopped the clock, or stopped play here to correct the clock. 61-44, and it'll be 6.4 seconds.
As Grunlow and Meddy will come in, and Miller and Osteen will sit down.
So it'll be inbounded by CHBC. 6.4 seconds to get it into Hecker. Hecker gets it in the front court. She takes a step back. Baseline jumper good, and that's going to do it for the third quarter as Hecker gets the 2 to go. After 3 quarters of play, it's 61-46. Altamont with the lead. We'll be back for the final quarter action. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Indians basketball on Jack FM. here to Altamont High School. The beginning of the fourth quarter, 61-46, and we said in the pregame about that third quarter for the Lady Indians, and no problem here today.
No problem today in the third quarter. And one thing I'm gonna come right out and say it. When I played basketball, Travis, I was in the post a lot. I was a big guy in the post. So everyone loves 3-pointers, but what I love, rebounding and defense. And I'm going to give a shout out here after the third quarter to Remy Miller. She's got 8 rebounds, a block, as well as getting some points and getting to the free throw line. I am really impressed with what I've seen out of her today.
Yeah, she really, her sophomore year, she was great on the defensive end, and she's continuing that here this year as well. As it'll be Bunch starting off for CHBC, a little down low action for Burks, and she gets the 2-pointer. It's 61-48.
A nice play right there by County Herrick Beach City right out of the timeout, or out of the quarter end.
So it'll be Runge at the volleyball line in between the circles. She goes to her right, and she is going to give it off to Bame, and Bame will drive, and she gets it taken away, but right in the hands of Meddy. Out to Grunlow will take the 3-pointer, no. Rebounded by Stuckemeyer. Quickly up the floor to Heckert. Heckert, scoop layup, no good, and I think they're going to get a foul on Altamont.
Yeah, it'll be on Meddy, her third.
As it'll be Burks inbounding underneath her own basket just below us here at the broadcast position.
Osteen will check in for Bame.
Eckert goes to the hole. It's going to be blocked from behind. That's Nelson credit with that. As Runge will go in transition. She loses it and right into the hands of Lorton. Lorton in transition, and Meddy's going to get the hard foul.
That's her 4th.
On Lorton.
Team 6th.
So one more foul will send CHBC into the 1-and-1 bonus.
As Miller will check in. She's got 3 fouls, so she'll check in as Meddy will sit down with those 4 fouls.
Yeah, 3 fouls is better than 4, as it'll be Burks getting it in. Bunch with the pump fake. She drives off the glass and in for Mackenzie Bunch. And it's 61-50. Little 4-0 run here to start the quarter for CHBC. As Miller has the ball. Miller spins, gives it out to Osteen. Osteen to Runge. Runge now back out to Nelson, and they'll slow things down and get a play from Coach Lurkins.
I like the idea of slowing things down here, setting up the offense.
Nelson to Osteen on the pick and roll, no good, and rebounded by Stuckemeyer.
Again, I like the idea.
As Morrison goes to Bunch. Bunch lets Runge go by. She gets the shot, no good. The ball's loose on the floor, and there's a tie-up. Loose ball, possession arrow, gives it to Altamont.
And good job by Osteen. I saw on the floor there tying that ball up and being able to force the alternate possession.
Now it'll be Runge running across the half-court line over to Osteen, coming up on 6 minutes to go in the game. As Nelson has it, and she'll back it back out again. She crosses over. Is it to Runge? Runge has it. She thought about the 3. Gives it up to Osteen, and now to Grunlow. Now down. Runge out to Miller. Back iron. Off the rim a couple times, and it's a miss. And a long outlet pass to Morrison. Up to Burks. Burks puts up the shot, and credit Remy Miller with a knockaway, and Nelson in transition, layup, good. So you make a defensive stop on one end, and Nelson gets the basket to go. As it'll be Heckert with the ball. Heckert, runner, bounces in, takes a couple of bounces, but falls eventually for Heckert, 63-52.
I think it hit every part of the rim before it finally fell in.
Again, you're supposed to get those rolls at home, and CHBC getting them on the road. As we're coming up on 5 minutes to go in the game. As Runge hands it off to Grunlow in the corner. She dribbles back out here to the middle. Now it's going to be a timeout by Coach Lurkins. And that'll be a 30-second timeout, 4:58 to go. But
it'll be
the under 5 timeout again. So we'll take a timeout as well. We will be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Indians Basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. It's 63-52, 4:58 to go. Still a little bit confusion out there on the floor whether that was a charged timeout to Coach Lurkins or the unofficial timeout. As I think that was what Coach Winthy was talking about with the officials there in that timeout. But we're back in play as Grunlow takes a mid-range jumper, no good, and rebounded by Hecker. Hecker, long run out to Bunch. Bunch lost it, but it was going to be tipped out of bounds by Nelson, so keep it right here with CHBC.
12 rebounds on the day for Hecker.
As it'll be Bunch. I know that's Morrison. Lorton in the corner. They try to throw it down low to Wojcik. Osteen had it momentarily, but she lost it out of bounds, so it'll stay right here with CHBC again. As it'll be Lorton. It gets it in to Wojcik. Wojcik quickly on the inbounds, puts the basket in, and it's 63-54. Runge in transition, gets a screen from Osteen, and now Runge with a short little jumper, good for Brooke Runge, and it makes it 65-54, immediately taken away by Miller. Miller to Nelson, count the basket and the foul. So again, defense turning to offense. Nelson gets the two, and now she's at the line for the and one.
Remy Miller, once again, stepping up on defense.
Yep, as Nelson's and one free throw is good. 68-54. As it'll be Stuckemeyer, two, no. Rebound, jump ball with Osteen and Stuckemeyer. So alternate possession arrow keeps it here with CHBC. As a late substitution in, as they'll allow it. Morrison in for Bunch. As it'll be Lorton getting it in, and they get it in to Stuckemeyer. Stuckemeyer free throw line jumper, no good. But rebounded by Morrison. Out to Wojcik. Cross-court pass to Heckert. Heckert throws up the runner, no. Stuckemeyer there with the offensive board. She passes back out. And it's going to be picked off by Runge. She read the pass the whole way. Runge over to Miller. Miller, three ball. It's way off, but Nelson tracks down the loose ball. Nelson puts up the shot, no good, but she's fouled. So Grace Nelson will go back to the free throw line.
I'm running out of space for her to have free throws.
I feel ya.
Will be her 11th and 12th on the night.
Man.
Foul will go on Wojcik, her second, team 6th.
Free throw is good. And
Miller will sit down, and Meddy will check back in for Altamont.
as it's 69-54. Nelson, second free throw, also good. So 2 for 2, and Iowa down for 35, and it's 70-54. 3:35 to go in the final quarter. It's going to be Heckert with the ball on the wing. Here comes a screen, and she loses it, but she's fouled, so they're going to get Altamont with a hold here. And we're shooting 1-on-1 free throws now.
That'll be on Runge, her third.
And that is Heckert at the line for 1-1.
Heckert 4 for 4 thus far from the line.
You jinxed her.
I did.
Rim too strong. Altamont Indians fans, thank you. As Runge goes in the corner, she saves it to Meddy. Meddy tried to get it to the middle to Osteen, but she's trapped right there. And Nelson over to Grunlow, and they'll back it back out again. As Osteen has it here back out on the wing. Gives it to Runge here with 3 minutes to go. Comfortable lead for Altamont, 70-54.
Runge's going to force down here to come out and guard her.
Come out and get the count on her. And they finally do, but Runge drives to the rim. She nearly loses the dribble, but out to Grunlow. Grunlow over to Osteen. Osteen low pass for Meddy. Ball's loose on the floor, but they get it to Runge. Osteen to Grunlow. Grunlow fires the three. It's off. Meddy fighting for the rebound with Heckert, and Heckert come away with it. And she had a nice behind-the-back pass to save it from going out. As it'll be Heckert. Throws up the runner. No. Blocked by Nelson, but Heckert gets the ball back, and she sticks it up and in. 70-56. So, coming up on 2 minutes to go in the game. Nelson with the ball. She holds it and she waits for the count. Here comes Morrison to get the count on her. Nelson just drives to the rim. It's taken away by Stuckemeyer, but gets it back to Meddy. And now Grunlow get it back to Runge. Under 2 minutes to go now. As Runge takes a spill on the floor, and Coach Lurkins has to call a timeout to save the possession there. So Coach Lurkins called the timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM. Welcome back here to Altamont High School. 1:56 remaining in the game, 70-56. Your score, Altamont with the lead. Don't forget, we got more Indians basketball coming up here on a Jack FM. JV game starts at 5 o'clock. Game's at home, so you can watch it on the YouTube stream as well. So we will be finishing this game here first, though, as it'll be inbound to Nelson. Nelson over to Grunlow, and they get it back and back it back out. And they'll just foul Nelson, and they'll send her to the line.
That'll be on Bunch. That's her fourth. Teammate.
So maybe the wrong person you want to send to the line.
Yeah.
Is Grace Nelson.
10 for 12 from the line.
And so that'll be the first free throw up and good for Nelson. 71-56 now with a minute 49.
Miller will check back in as Grunlow will sit down.
Nelson's free throw is good. So 2 for 2 for Grace Nelson, and it's 72-56. 37 now for Nelson, as it's going to be handed off to Heckert. Minute 45. Here comes Heckert, a layup. No one picked her up. Good for Heckert. And it's 72-58. Miller looking to get it in. She gets it in to Runge. But Burks is right there. As Runge picked up her dribble, looking for someone to pass through. She gets it off to Miller. Miller will drive baseline and be fouled by Bunch, and that's going to be her fifth.
That'll be her fifth.
She immediately knew it and runs to the bench. As a Bunch will foul out.
Nelson, Remy Miller to the line.
As the 1-and-1 free throw makes the first one, so she'll get the second. 73-58, minute 24 to go. Stick around for post game. We'll have Eric Fry's final stats as well as a chat with Coach Katie Lurkins. And the second free throw is also good for Remy Miller, so make it 2 for 2, and it's 74-58. And we'll get it to Heckert. Somehow Morrison gets it down, as she had trouble momentarily, but it'll be Heckert with the runner. Good. 2 more points for Gracie Heckert, 74-60.
Yeah, it's hard to stop that runner in the lane from Heckert.
And she's been doing that all game. Runge, Nelson gets it across the timeline. CHBC was making it really difficult. Under a minute to go now, as everybody was kind of in a lot of traffic outside, but they're going to foul Nelson and send her back to the line.
Again, I don't know if that's the right person to foul if you're CHBC.
It will just be 1-and-1, as it's only 9 team fouls. First free throw is good.
13 of 15 from the free throw line tonight.
And 6 for 6 in this quarter. Second free throw also good.
No, missed the second.
And I jinxed her that time.
You jinxed her, yeah.
75-60, 52 seconds. High pass for Wojcik, out of bounds for CHBC, and it turns it over to Altamont. So it'll be a Bame sitting down, Grunlow coming back in. Runge gets it in to Nelson, 45 seconds to go. It's all Altamont here as it's going to be taken away by Burks, but she lost it out of bounds in the corner, so it stays right here with the Indians.
She knocked it loose, but she never really had control of the ball.
Right. As it'll be Grunlow inbounding here on the sidelines. They get it in to Runge. 38 seconds to go. And it'll be a pass to Meddy. Don't know if that was the intended target, but she grabbed it anyways. As someone had to. As they're going to get a foul here near half court. And it'll be a foul to Runge shooting free throws.
It will be on Burks.
So with 30.3 seconds to go, 75-60. Runge's first free throw is good. So that makes it 76-60. Runge's second free throw, 2 for 2. And it's 77-60. As Morrison has the ball. She gets it across, but there's a official timeout.
I hear another clock issue.
The clock didn't start right away.
Yep.
As the official here on the baseline noticed that. As
Well, now we're having two officials chatting. I don't
know what the conversation was about, but CHBC has the ball, 28.9. They might have added a little bit of time, but not much. As it'll be Burks throws up the shot, no. Rebounded by Heckert a couple times. Show with the putback, good. And it's 77-62 with 14 seconds left. Runge up to Grunlow. They have it in the front court as it's going to be almost taken away by Heckert. 6.5 seconds to go. Altamont will inbounds as CHBC fighting till the bitter end. Grunlow tried to get it to Runge in the backcourt. Stolen away by Morrison. Morrison gives it to Stuckemeyer. She'll get the layup. No good. And rebounded by Runge, and that's going to do it for the game. Your final here this morning, 77-62. Altamont comes away with the victory over CHBC. We will be back with the post game for the final stats from Eric, as well as a chat with Coach Katie Lurkins of the Altamont Lady Indians. Altamont victorious, 77-62. Stick around for the post game. We'll be right back in a couple minutes. You're listening to Altamont Lady Indians basketball on Jack FM.
I'll just play volleyball. Varsity is playing my lap. Good job.
Here to Altamont High School, your final score was 77-62. Altamont comes away with the victory. Altamont improves to 8-2 and 5-1 in the National Trail Conference. And I was looking at the wrong sheet of paper. Cowden Herrick Beecher City falls one game below 500, 4-5 and 3-4 in the NTC. And so Altamont, both teams were tied at 16 to begin the game, and then Altamont kind of took control there in that second quarter and had quarters of 16, 21, 24 there in that third quarter, and 16 again in the fourth. And CHBC had quarters of 16, 14, and 16 and 16. So CHBC was consistent, but it was really those second and third quarters by Altamont, 21 and 24, that kind of got them the win there in this one.
Yeah, it was. It was a big, couple big quarters really for Altamont that really kind of sealed this victory here today against Cowden Herrick Beecher City.
As it was a victory for the Lady Indians, so that is a winning streak now, as they've won 3 in a row, and so they will be back.
It was a winning streak before that too, but
it was only 2 in a row. We've established that I consider a win streak 3 games, but the girls are back in action on Monday. And a quick note for that one is that Monday's girls game will be right here on Jack FM, and that game is going to be at Dietrich, so it'll be Lady Indians versus the Lady Moving Maroons. And then since the boys play a makeup game against South Central with the weather delaying that one, that game will be moved to WCRA, so we'll still have both games on the air, but since both games are at the same time, we don't want to miss any of the action anywhere. So Altamont boys will be moved to WCRA for just this one occasion, hopefully. And so that is a program to note for Monday. Stick around for more Indians basketball on Jack FM, as we have boys basketball later on this evening. 5 o'clock JV start against Warrensburg-Latham.
yeah, later tonight, Warrensburg-Latham should be a good game. Are you ready for numbers?
Yep, I'm ready if you are.
All right, let's hit the numbers. First, for Cowden Herrick Beecher City, they were led in scoring by Heckert, who had 28. It was Bunch with 12. Also, they got 9 from Wojcik and 5 from Burks, as well as 4 each from Morrison and from Stuckemeyer. For Altamont, they were led in scoring by Nelson, who I have as 38 points, 17 from Runge, 9 from Bain, 8 from Miller, 3 from Osteen, and 2 from Grunlow. As a team, Altamont was 25 of 66 from the field for 37%. Cowden Herrick Beecher City was 26 of 57, 45%. From 3, Altamont was 7 of 25. That's 24%, as Cowden Herrick Beecher City was 2 for 5 for the game for 40%. And from the free throw line, that's where Altamont did most of its damage. 20 of 26 for 76% from the free throw line. 8 of 15 for 53% was Cowden Herrick Beecher City. It was 45 rebounds for Cowden Herrick compared to 27 for Altamont. And then the turnover battle was all Altamont. 23 to 5 was the turnover battle there.
As we will get Coach Lurkins on the headset now, as we will get her saddled up here. And Coach, congratulations on the win. 77-62, came out with the win today.
Yeah, it's exciting to get a good win over a strong team. You know, CHBC is very disciplined. We knew early on that our zone wouldn't be super effective just because they are very disciplined and they execute very well. So we knew we had to make it a one-on-one or more of a singular game, player by player, both on defense and offense. So, you know, we had some moments that I was not very excited, and we had some moments that I was really proud of them. So, like I feel like a broken record, but you know, we're just going to keep progressing and keep improving.
Yeah, he started out the game kind of back and forth with each other offensively. You're tied at 16 after one quarter, but then you really kind of took control there in that second quarter. You separated yourself in 7-point lead at the half. So second quarter, you really kind of opened it up offensively.
Yeah, I thought we got a little more comfortable. We didn't overthink near as much. Excuse me. And we were able to get out, and we were able to run a little bit, and that's when we're successful.
Yep. And also, I thought that we talk about third quarter struggles all the time here on the post game, but you really did do a great job in that third quarter. 24 third quarter points.
Good.
So that was a good performance in the third quarter. I know I got kind of close there in the fourth quarter, but still, the third quarter was an improvement.
Well, you know, that's right. That's what we said. We were focusing on third quarter, and we responded. Now we're going to focus on fourth quarter, and then by the end of the year, we're going to focus on all 4 quarters.
Oh, there you go. Put it together.
It's a math game.
Yes.
No, I thought the girls did a good job of, I felt probably that our third quarter was our best executed and most streamlined quarter of all 4 of them. And then, you know, fourth quarter, again, we attempted to stall a little bit. That doesn't always work well for us. It was one of those gambles of how do we play it, and we gambled one way, and then we found out that it wasn't working, and so then we went back, and we were fortunate to make some free throws there in that fourth quarter. That was really kind of helped catapult us into securing the win.
And then another thing I noticed that Runge and Nelson, they weren't hitting their threes, but it was okay because everyone else was knocking them down. I know that's something that everyone else is capable of, but really everyone else were stepping up from beyond the arc.
Yeah, when we went down to halftime, Coach Guzzi and I both said, who scored for us? You know, I said, well, I know Peyton hit one, Bree hit one, Remy hit one, Claire hit one. So I thought that, you know, we are doing, this year's, again, so funky, but the goal is to develop all players, to have as a successful season this year as we can, and to develop players for incoming roles in the next years coming up. And so as we see, you know, our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids hitting shots, scoring points, grabbing some rebounds, that's the success of the program, and that is, you know, them trusting in it and then learning, and that's not only going to lead to good things for this season, but for the next 2, 3, 4 years to come.
Right, and you come up and you get a win here in the early morning, but you're right back in action on a Monday, back in conference. Got another conference win here today, but you're back in conference on Monday as you take on Dietrich. Yep,
we get to go to Dietrich, 3 road games this next coming week. Go Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and we, you know, we're young, and so I want to overcoach a lot and give a huge scouting report, but it's something that we as coaches are going to be aware of what happens, and we're just going to make sure that the girls show up on Monday ready to play, hopefully 4 full quarters, and, you know, they just continue to improve, and each player gets better, therefore making our team better.
Coach, congratulations again on the win,
guys.
And I'll go and let you watch this JV game.
We appreciate all the morning fans and all the sponsors.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks,
We'll
guys.
talk to you on Monday as we'll get Eric back on the headset here as we will kind of break the down. Did you run through all the numbers? Did you get through them all?
There was one number I didn't get to.
What was that?
Blocks. 5 blocks for Altamont as a team. Nelson with 2, Remy with 2, and Runge with 1. So I like the effort I'm seeing on the defensive end. It really seems like the past couple of games, the Altamont defense is really trying to attack and being aggressive, trying to go for those blocks, and I like it.
Yeah, I know you like that blocks stat very much. So again, Altamont comes away with the win 77-62 over Cowden-Herrick Beecher City. Again, back in action on a Monday at Dietrich, and we'll have that for you right here on a Jack FM. Stick around. Go switch over to 98.9 of the game. That's where Illinois and Wisconsin. They still got about 20 minutes or so before the pregame show coverage kicks off or tips off on 98.9 the game. Illinois and Wisconsin. They still without Io DeSumo, but no problem against Nebraska the other night. So stick around for that, and stick around for more Indians basketball here on Jack FM and also on the the Altamont Community Schools YouTube page. We appreciate you watching on the stream, and you enjoy the rest of this JV game. JV for the varsity boys will start. JV will start about 5 o'clock against Warrensburg Latham, and you can hear that right here on Jack and also on the stream. Big thanks to Ross Cornett for running the stream over there, running the video of this, and thanks to Derek back at the studios for helping us get on and off the air. And we will, for Eric Fry, I'm Travis Sparks, and we'll talk to you, or we won't talk to you, but Braden will talk to you in a couple hours for the Altamont boys game. And so until then, we're going to go back to playing the music that we want here on Jack FM. Thanks for joining us here, and we will talk to you, or Braden will talk to you in a couple hours. And have a great rest of your day, everyone. You're listening to Jack FM.
A foul, 25, Harley Bunch, that's her first, team third. Is this our meeting timeout? Under 3 minutes, first day of ball, second timeout. CHBC foul, 25, Harley Bunch, her second, team number 4. Allie Morrison at the line for 2. Peyton Osteen enters the game for Lady Indians. CHBC foul number 42, Altamont, that's her second, team number 7. Shooting 1 point. Big Rose team. Enters for CHBC. She makes that personal player game returns for the Lady Indians. Altamont 32, that's her first, team number 5, this is your officials timeout. Altamont 24, Altamont, her second, team number 6. CHBC foul 25, Harley Bush, return third, team 8. CHBC. CHBC foul 23, Kendall Vaughn, first, team 9, Green Nose team at the line for 2 shots. Adam Brown back in now for Altamont. Second shot, good. CHBC foul 23, Kendall Ball, that's her second and team first. Claire Baker will be in the line. She makes the first, and again for CHBC, returning to Lebanon, Mrs. Summers. And makes the second. Team first. CHBC will take a full timeout. Morgan is back in for CHBC. Altamont 24, Laura Folk, her third, team second. At the line, Mrs. Summers makes her first. And goes team back in for Altamont, also Laura Folk returns from the Lady Indians. Grace Nelson back in for the Lady Indians. CHBC Harley team second. 3 steals at the line for 2. First is good. Allie Morris is back in, as well as Ruby Stepmeyer back in for CHBC. CHBC foul 31, Marley Smith, her second, team 4. Altamont foul 34, Peyton Teasley, that's her third, team number 5. Madison Wilczek at the line for CHBC. CHBC's now on 11. Marissa Summers, her first, team 6. Claire Van on the line for 2. She is the second. Second timeout. Altamont. CHBC foul on 30.